Alright guys, today I'm coming at you. Oh yeah, that's I forgot it's Obscenity here, but I'm coming at you with a guide to the Black Ops 4 map, Dead of the Night. Now the first thing I'm going to tell you, if you're playing with anything less than 4 players, you do not want the Brigadier. Okay, he's great, he's a hilarious character. His down quotes are paragraphs. Literally, if you like playing with subtitles like I do, or if you like being able to hear the zombies behind you after you've just gotten picked up, do not touch the Brigadier. Please, please, please don't touch him. It's not worth it. Also, back to the class from earlier. You're gonna want the Strife on this map for sure. There's no benefit to using the Mog. You're gonna want Wraithfires. There's no benefit to using Acid Bombs. Perks are up to you, although I will say on this map, if I remember, I do like equipping Ethereal Razor. You'll see why a little bit later. Now this video, just for clarity, this video is going to be like the Der Eisenjacher all those separate video, right? There are a lot of buildables on this map. It's kind of confusing, so I'm going to take it nice and slow for you guys. And we are going to just make sure that we can get through all the parts, all their locations, nice and simple, nice and easy. So we're going to start off with opening the map. And then the next Call of Duty video, which is currently scheduled for July 8th, is going to be the actual full setup Easter egg run. The one that, you know, you guys kind of expect of me, I guess, where I optimize everything and where you see, you know, the best way of doing it. That is, of course, assuming I don't forget anything, which I usually do. Not like anything major, just, you know, I forget to pick up a shield here or there or something like that. But here we are. Let's get into the game. Now, round 1 is very, very important on Dead of the Night. The first thing we're going to do is fill up 3 crystals. These 3 crystals are going to allow us to open Pack-a-Punch. There's 1 crystal right behind spawn. There's actually, wait a minute. Round 1 doesn't matter in solo. I lied. Round 2 matters. We're just gonna have to go to round 2. But on round 1, make sure you knife everything on this map. If you don't knife anything, you will be really far behind, and I mean really. So we've just got to knife everything, and then repair the barrier. You can only get 40 points from barrier repairs on this map. I'm gonna kill a zombie before I leave, actually. 750 might be enough. I forget if the door is 750. So we're gonna come up to the balcony here, hold square on the Sentinel artifact, and then immediately run back towards the other side. Actually, before we start the crystals, there's 1 secret room you can do. There are 4 books. There's a book right there. There's a book right there. There is a book right there. And there's a book right there. Now, these all have symbols on them, right? You can see, like, that symbol right there, that symbol down there, and then there are 2 on the books on the other side, too. The pattern that we're going for is CXUN. Okay, it's a lowercase n. But that's the easiest way to remember them. That's the way I remember them. So if you look at this book, right, you see that symbol looks like a C. So just hold square. You see the poof of green gas. That's a U, so we save it for 3rd. Run back over here. And if you have 2 players, you can coordinate this. 1 person doesn't need to do it alone. But you can see the X that I shot earlier, hold square on that. And this is going to open up a secret room, by the way. Now, these secret rooms are wonderful things. CX, so then the U is up here. These secret rooms can drop, like, weapons. Like, you can get a Spitfire out of them. You can get an MX-9. You can get, You can get a couple of extra points out of them. You need to go prone for that one. But once you hit the fourth one, the bookshelf will fall back into the wall and open, and you can see this time I got a KN57. Now that's really lucky. Normally what you can expect to see out of those is like you can get a sword flay, you can get 500 points, you can get like a Mog, something like that. So they're going to be 3 vases. There's 1 vase right there, 1 vase right there, 1 vase right there. Now I'm going to shoot those 2 because this one is glowing purple. When you melee the purple one or shoot it, you'll see a crystal pop out of it. This crystal is a soul jar. So we are going to fill it up with souls, believe it or not. Just need to wait for the zombie to get over here. Beautiful. I just noticed. This run is gonna suck. Because normally there are about 6 other things we can do right now. And normally I would do them all. But we're saving that video for another day. And honestly, I might do some cutting in this video. Because it's gonna take all day otherwise. Like even longer than most of the other ones. But, we're just gonna fill up this soul jar. There it is, it's nice and full. And then hold square to gaze into it, and we see a perk statue. Now, like I said, there are 3 of these. One of them is always going to show you a perk statue, one of them is always going to show you an item, and one of them will show you a painting. So, basically, make sure to prone for extra points. I will show you this. Oh, that's not true. It's either a painting or an item, and then the other one is a clock. So I'll show you these all as they happen, but right now we're looking for the Odin perk. So if you look above the doors, you can see the symbols, right? You've got triangles on that side, and you've got Ra's bird on that side, which means that Ra is down that side, and Odin is down that side. So we just want to keep that in mind as we move forward in the game. That we know where Ra and Odin are, and because there's not a perk down here, our last perk is on the Forest's Terrace. The 3 vases down here, though, are that vase, this vase over here. Wait, are there only 2 down here? There are only 2 down here. Yeah, there are. There are only 2. So the blue crystal only has 2 spawns. And again, we're just trying to fill these up with zombies as fast as possible. And by the way, you can't complete their quests until you've looked into them. Now the nice thing about these is that they happen sort of like in time with you buying, or you getting points to open the doors towards Pack-a-Punch, right? Which is absolutely beautiful. Do I hear one behind me? No. Alright, we got another stone done, so gaze into this one, and we see a clock. Now, if I recall correctly, the clock with feet is the one in the dining room, the clock without feet is the one in the main room, but we can go check. Yes, so the way you'll know which clock it is this head will be spinning. There are 3 clocks. I'll show you the third one in a little bit, actually, because I want to open up... Our third crystal is going to be in the library. It's going to be in that vase, over there on the table, or upstairs, right there. Now, 5 souls into the vase, as is expected, or into the stone, and then just gaze into it. we see a noose. Now that's one of many items that that can appear around the house. I probably can't remember them all off the top of my head. I guess I'll do my best, right? So now we're in the dining room. If you come over here, you see this clock has feet and its dial is spinning like crazy. So you can hold square to set it, and that's how you get 1/3 of the Pack-a-Punch parts. The other third, or the second third, was from the Odin perk, which is that way. And the last one was the noose, which we can at least start now. So there are trends I can tell you, right? So as an example, the paintings are all on the second floor. Like if you see a painting in your perk statue, it is one of the paintings on the level that you spawn on. Just kind of go around this circle and look for it and you'll find it, right? The items are all the items are used as sort of filler in the areas that don't have anything else. So there's a doll right here, that can be the item. If we just run over here, let's see if we can spot it. Okay. On that bookshelf up there, there's a scroll. That can be the item. It's a, it's someone's final will, to be precise. There is the noose, which is our item this game. And I believe that's the third item. It is right here on the table. So if you just hold square to reveal, a ghost will come out and you have to follow the ghost. So I am going to stay ahead of her because if the zombie comes around this corner, she will kill the zombie. Sometimes. And obviously she's moving slowly enough that the zombie will, like, catch up to us eventually. So you just kind of follow her. If she goes through a wall, go to the other side of the wall and walk her back in her direction. And she will go into another thing. Like, it doesn't really matter what thing she goes into, but she will. So she's going through here, so we're gonna buy this sword. She's gonna stop. Oh, she's not gonna stop. Okay. Alright, here you go. You'll see that she will go inside. The plate will fall off, and we'll have a third of Pack-a-Punch ready. Hold square to pick it up, and since the second one is right here, I am just going to start it. I popped my specialist there to kill the zombie, so that we had just a moment without it. So you need to stay inside the circle and kill these zombies. Now this is our regular zombie because it's not glowing blue. We actually have no reason to keep it alive. And that is really good because we have a full round 4 ahead of us, and for the first round this game, we actually don't have anywhere that we need to put the zombies. There you go. Second one is done. Always back up when you're meleeing. If you don't, you can just kind of be forced into a nuke. And especially during double points, that's a huge loss you don't want to take. And again, this is why Temporal Gift is the most valuable elixir in this game. Is that guy last? I think he might be last. So remember we were talking about Odin before. So we're now going to open up all the way over to the Odin perk. Which is just going to be buying the door right there, running outside, buying one last door. And as we approach this perk, we need to be careful. There are going to be some vampires that spawn in. That screen shake means that they're spawning. And when they hit you, they stop your regen for 6 seconds. So be careful. Don't be afraid to pull out your specialist against this first wave either. It can be very valuable in getting rid of them. And also, don't be scared if the trees do that. The trees always do that on this map. Once you get your tuning fork, just hold square to pick it up. And now that we've got all 3, we're going to go over and open the Pack-a-Punch. Oh, are we? Actually, maybe we're not. No, we're going to do one thing first. We're going to build silver bullets. So by now, we have access to almost everything for silver bullets. But we need to open one last thing, which is this side of the map. So buy that door, and then it doesn't matter which of these you buy, they open each other, as you can see. And there's our raw perk. So over here, what we're looking for is some sulfur. Although if you ever get to play with me, you know, in private, you'll probably hear me call it the yellow shit. It spawns on the tables inside this laboratory. So it can spawn over there, it can spawn up here, and it can spawn over there. We're going to be collecting 6 parts in total. The next one is this vase, which can spawn right on the table. It can spawn over there on the floor. It can spawn right back there. It can also spawn right there on the floor by the library. Let me see, what are we looking for next? We're gonna go for the silver platter next. Silver platter is always found in the basement. It can be on the table. It can be probably on one of the barrels, or it can be on that little stand right there where it is. Last piece is the candelabra. This is one of those things that I would have picked up on round 1. But like I said, we're doing this in a very easy to follow, orderly fashion. So, the candelabra always spawns up on this second... Right? Hang on. No, it doesn't. It spawns in the main hall. So it can be right there. It can be... right there on the floor. Or it can be back in Danu right here. So just hold square to pick it up. And then run down into the basement. Once you have all 3 silver pieces, hold square to melt down the silver, and then hold square again to pick up the molten silver. Now we need 2 more pieces to finish off silver bullets. One is charcoal, which can spawn in the fireplaces around here. So, like, you've got the charcoal right there. You can get the charcoal upstairs. You can get the charcoal... Actually, you know what? I'm pretty sure the charcoal only spawns in the fireplaces that don't have that little web dropped in front of them. So it can spawn over by the candelabra in the billiards room. I'll run over and show you that as well. Right there. And the trend is with the silver parts, right? There's one silver part near each tuning fork, and there is one of the like little pile parts on each side of the map. So there's one in the main house, there's one in the graveyard, there's one in the lab. Now the third one is, I believe it's called the bat guano in game, but guano, as far as I know, is Spanish for shit. So bad shit. It can spawn right there. It can spawn... We actually ran over the prompt for it earlier. Right here behind this tree. And it can spawn right over there. So with all of our parts, we're gonna go back to the library now. And once you pick up the 3 piles and have the molten silver, you can come over here, hold square to craft silver bullets. Now this is basically refillable ammo. The first time you put it on a weapon, it's free, but every time after that, it costs points. Make sure you put it on before you pack a punch because it costs a lot more after if you're paying for it. So with our silver bullets, we need to go out here into the forest terrace. And if you just hold square, we're gonna open up Pack-a-Punch now. Will I end the round here? Decisions. Yes, I will. So, as you open Pack-a-Punch, a werewolf jumps out, and the reason we built silver bullets first is because you need silver bullets to kill the werewolf. Its crit spots are its head and anywhere that you see exposed chaos. So like in the center of its chest as an example. When it dies, it'll pick up a special tool that'll help us later. And by the way, if you just go down to the end of the forest, that's where Pack-a-Punch is. I am going to actually pause here. Alright, so I'm back, and I'm just finishing up this round's zombies. Didn't get any drops or anything fun like that, but the next thing on the list is actually going to be the shield. So, the shield pieces are all really easy. If you have 4 players, you can actually build the shield on round 1. The first place a shield piece can spawn... Hang on, let me try to kill off these guys real quick. The first shield piece spawns along this top balcony. So one spawn is right there. One spawn is right there. And our third spawn, which is where it is, I've already seen it, is right here. It's very easy to tell. It's got this little smiley face on it. Just hold square to pick it up. And we have got 2 more parts. There's one on each side now. There's one in the library, which is where we're going first. It can be on the table right there. It can be down in that corner. Or... Oh, wait, that's a couch. I'm sorry. Or it can be... What? Is it not loading in? Oh boy. Okay, so the places it can spawn are actually the table, the couch, and up top. which leaves me confused about where it is right now. Oh, wrong table. That's why. There it is. Pick it up. And our third and final shield piece is going to be over in the dining hall. Now, I'm sure that if you are, observant watching this, you'll see exactly how this can all come together beautifully. One spawn is that chair. One spawn is right up here in the corner. One spawn is over here by that pillar. I believe it's right on top of that blood stain. And our shield build table, all the build tables are locked on this map, by the way, so don't, think you can build the shield anywhere else. Our shield goes in the smoking room. Okay. The next thing we're actually going to do is get the wonder weapon. Now, you can get it from the box at any point in the game. But there's a way to get a free one, and it's by collecting 4 symbols. There's one on each corner of the map. They make kind of a plus. So the yellow symbol is right over there. It's an A this game, but it can be right there, it can be right there, or up there. So just check all 4 of those spots. And then what we can do is actually just go back, make sure that yellow is rotated to A. If you just look at which one you want to rotate, it'll rotate itself for you. And our next symbol is going to be the blue one, just because we're running this way already. It's back in the graveyard. I shouldn't be... Okay, I'm not. The blue symbol's spawns. Oh, let me see. There's one right there. There's one somewhere on that side. Honestly, I forget where. There's one behind that gravestone. And I believe that the 4th one... Oof. I want to say it's right on top of that mausoleum. But keep an eye out for it. Hang on, before I leave, I totally forget what I just said the symbol was. Alright, I call that a Z. Technically, it's a cursive L. So you can call it an L or a Z if you want. I just call it a Z because it looks like a Z. And, once you reach a certain point, you can just run around, find all 4 symbols, memorize them, and then put them all in at once. You don't have to put them in one at a time. I'm just doing it for the sake of ease. The red symbol is going to be the confusing one, because the red symbol is in the main house, so it's all over the place. There is one spawn on those barrels. There's one spawn right up here on the inside of the staircase. There's one spawn in the master bedroom, which is where it is. It's an A. And there's one spawn, like, right back there. I forget which corner it's in, but it's in one of those corners. So red is an A, and by the way, brute forcing is an option. Like, I've had a couple of games where I just either sit there and spam square, or set one symbol correctly and spam square, and you eventually get it. So red is an A, the last one we need is green. Green spawns back here in the courtyard. There's one spawn through that fence. one spawn right back there, one spawn right back here, which is where it is. That one I call W, and the fourth spawn is up top there. I call that one W. Some people call it X because it does kind of look like an X. So, we're going to go put in W, claim our free wonder weapon, and then immediately upgrade it. So if you remember the first piece of the first piece, or the thing that we picked up off the werewolf when we killed it, you need silver bullets to kill it, by the way. If you don't kill it with silver bullets, it won't drop that part. That's one of the upgrade parts. And then you just look at the gun, hold square to enter the code, and it'll open up the safe. I'll take that. That red meat was one part. The second part you get by bashing that bookcase in with the shield. So hold square to pick it up. And the upgrades for the wonder weapon, there are two upgrades. They are both in the laboratory. There are a couple things we can do once we're done with this upgrade. Oh yeah, that's right. So first you have to run over to this machine, hold square right here to create primo materia. That's going to take the werewolf meat and turn it into like something usable. Wait 15 seconds and then come over here and you can pick up the primo materia. And I'm just going to get rid of the zombie real quick. And then hold square on this build table to the right to upgrade to the chaos theory. The chaos theory comes with two charge shots, and we're going to need to upgrade it. But to upgrade it, we actually need to progress a little bit on the map. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. The first thing you're going to do is, and you can do this as soon as you open Pack-a-Punch, there are no other requirements. If you just run up to each of those 3 stones that we used to open Pack-a-Punch and hold square to look in them again, you'll see an image. Now, these actually tell you what you're doing for the Easter egg, and it's the same every time. But we only care about one of them right now. Ooh, let's see. We are looking for... It's not the Knights, it's not the Pyre. It is the Solarium. And that Solarium quest is pretty quick, pretty easy. We'll take care of it in a little bit here. Actually, you know what? You don't need it. We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. I'll do it the old-fashioned way. It's going to be so slow, by the way. But it's okay. So another thing, if we come into the forest, right, after you have picked up the chaos theory, you will see these glowing green piles of goop. Now, zombies can actually dig those. So if you charge up a shot and fire it out of the chaos theory, it'll come up as one of 2 things. It'll come up as a tornado, or it'll come up as one of those little green shots. Now, both eventually kill zombies, but what you need to do is you need to hit a zombie with a green shot over this, over these little glowing piles, and it'll actually dig. Now, the easiest way to guarantee you get a green shot is to already have a tornado on the ground, because you can't shoot 2 tornadoes. So there's our second pile. And our third pile is right here. I'm actually going to go buy the Bowie knife just for some close range help. And I don't think I'm going to spend the round in the forest. No, we're not going to. Like I said, there are 3 parts we need for the upgrade, and that's one of them. So what I'm going to do is sacrifice last zombies to that. Now, the second one that we need is actually if you put vampires, like that guy, inside tornadoes, you can kill them. And when they die, they will drop, if I can get back out there, please. They will drop bile on the ground. You need 3 pieces of bile in total. See, we actually have no need to keep this many zombies around. Alright, there we go. They're a little bit thinner now. No, I need to go to the graveyard. It's a little bit easy to get turned around on this map, but don't worry, you'll get the hang of it eventually. So, in the graveyard, we're going to have one of our Alistair's Annihilator upgrade pieces. The upgraded weapon, by the way, its final form is called the Alistair's Annihilator. So, if we just run right over here, you'll see these lanterns, right? And one of them will be glowing a different color. Like if you look at that, that's yellow. Look at that, that's orange. Shoot it with your chaos theory and it'll move. And you just have to follow it around. And after you shoot it a couple of times, this guy will spawn, and if you're good, you can hit him as soon as he spawns and the part will just drop at his feet, but if not, you gotta shoot him out of the sky with the chaos theory. Okay, there we go. And when you do, you'll see that little orange bit drop from him. That's exactly what we're looking for. Run, go ahead and pick it up. That chaos material right there. And I am going to go ahead and pause here. I'll be back when we are ready to continue. Alright, so as you can see, the round is just about over, and like I said, we've got a part to get from the forest. It spawns in one of these 3 locations at random, so obviously you want it out of the first one, but like realistically it can come out of any of them, right? So it's just kind of RNG. So what you're gonna do is just shoot and separate, and that's our part right there. So just hold square to pick it up, and you're good to go. Now we just need to run rounds. Because we need vampires to kill with our tornadoes. You know what? Since that's all we gotta do, I trust you guys know how to kill vampires with tornadoes. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the recording, and we'll be back when I have an update. Alright guys, I'm back, and we got our third piece of bile here. I got 1 vampire around for the past couple of rounds. And with the full bile, you want to head out to the graveyard. And we're gonna smear it on a tombstone, some stuff is gonna happen, and then we're gonna have all the pieces for our upgrade. I went to the wrong side of the house. God, I have played this map so much. Like, you'd think I've played this map enough by now that I would stop running to the wrong side, but apparently not. Anyways, library, okay, library leads to graveyard, dining room leads to botany. Okay? Cool. That makes it nice, that makes it a little bit easier to remember if you're struggling. So anyways, take our full thing of bile. And now you'll see a red glowing tomb over here. Just, lick. And you can see you spread out the bile. And there's a red vampire that comes out. You gotta kill him. And then pick up his chaos material. A bunch of other vampires come with him, though. I pulled out my specialist, not actually to deal with the vampires. You can kill them easy enough just using the wonder weapon. But the reason that I actually pulled it out was because I wanted to make sure I despawned a zombie so I didn't end the round. Just nuke all the vampires and then keep the rest of the zombies. That hurts us so much. By the way, there are so many better things you can do with those vampires. But that's for a future video. So anyways, we take our 3 upgrade parts. And we head straight back to the lab. Now, you'll never believe this, but there's more prima materia to be made. So just run up to the machine. You're gonna need to make prima materia twice. Hold square. And then wait. And then we're gonna hold square again, and then wait again. And then we're gonna get on to one of the actual fun Easter eggs in this map, right? Because this is just a setup video, I'm not doing the whole Easter egg. We're just doing, you know, the side quests and whatnot. Oh, and there was another secret room that you can open at the beginning, but it's really hard. There are like 7 wine barrels in the basement that are dripping at different rates, and you need to melee them from slowest to fastest. And if you mess up one of them, you just can't open it. So, like, it's terrible. Terrible user experience. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. Anyhow. Our second drop of prima materia finishes, and just run over to our other crafting bench in here, hold square to build, and there you go. Now you have Alistair's Annihilator. You have access to 2 more shots now. There's one that's fire, and there's one that's like a baby maker type shrink ray. And all of these shots are insta-kills forever, by the way. Like, all of these shots will kill the zombies that touch them, except the sort of yellowish green one takes a while to kill them, and the blue one will not kill them if they're not in a tornado long enough. So it'll drop like the last couple of zombies that it picks up every time. But the fire one kills anything it touches, the shrink ray one kills anything it touches, so, you know, those are the best ones to stick with. Anyhow, our next Easter egg is going to include... You know what? It's actually going to include Winter's Wail. You can do it without Winter's Wail, but I'm lazy, and I want to do it with Winter's Wail. So I'm going to grab Winter's Wail, and we're going to freeze up the zombies before we do the next step. I am going to pop anywhere but here as well. That is not necessary, but anywhere but here is super helpful on this map, because, like, if I'm all the way out here, I can Winter's Wail it up, and then anywhere but here. And look at that, I'm actually exactly where I need... No, I'm not. Wait a minute. I'm not... That would have been so... Okay, that would have been a perfect anywhere but here if I were one step further along. That is so unfortunate. Anyhow, the next thing we're going to do is the steak knife. Steak Knife is awesome. It's the reason I run Ethereal Razor on this map. It is really nice. It one-shots the vampires forever. It does a lot of extra damage to werewolves, and it one-shots zombies until round 26 without Ethereal Razor. So, like, imagine what it does with Ethereal Razor, right? Okay, we have 2 zombies, so we need to make sure we kill one, and then freeze the other. And then if you just run up to this lamp and stand next to it, you will see 4 symbols in a row right there, 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 and there. So up, cross, down, cross. Now we're going to take those 4 symbols over to the botany lab. You can write them down, by the way, and it's the reason I do up, cross, down, up, and then down, cross is just because they're all triangles, right? So they're all pointing in a direction. So it's just whichever direction they're pointing, and then if they have an extra line, they're crossed. So if we head over to botany, there are going to be 4 stones back here. And believe it or not, they're all going to have the symbols. So there's 1 stone right there, that's down cross. There's 1 stone right there, that's up. These are random every time, by the way. There's 1 stone hidden right back there, that's up cross. And, ooh. Oh, our 4th stone is right here, and that's down. So we're gonna freeze the zombie and shoot them in the same order that they appeared earlier. So it was up cross, down, up, and then down cross. These are Firegate energy cores. They're used for traps. If you see them around the map, just pick them up. But they have like 60 spawns, so it's not worth memorizing them. Now, once you've shot them all correctly, occasionally you'll get a quote. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But occasionally you will. But your next step is to run back to the forest, and this is why we bought the Bowie knife earlier. You need the Bowie knife for this next step. There's gonna be I'll freeze the zombie here. There's gonna be a super thick tree right here. Just start on this side, melee, 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 melee. When you shoot the stones, by the way, they appear in this tree, and then melee the first one with your shield. Now, they always appear in that order. Okay, like they always appear, if you shot them in the correct order, they always appear on the tree, starting on this side and moving around. So you don't need to remember like which side to melee. You don't need to check the sides. Just melee them in that order, then hit the tree with the shield, and this branch will fall down. Hold square to pick up the branch, and we are going to take it right back over to the graveyard. We need library side for graveyard. And there's going to be an altar right here. Hold square to put the branch down on the altar. And now we have to fill it up with vampire souls. So remember earlier when I said it would be super, super cool if we could, well, I was about to kill you anyways, but okay. It would be super cool if we could have saved those vampires from the Wonder Weapon upgrade. Yeah, they count for this. So, if you can, try to set it up so that you spawn those vampires and then run over here and kill them all right over here, because it'll fill this up instantly and you won't have to stand here like I'm about to. Also, if you don't have Ethereal Razor, standing here spamming melee will not work at all. Ethereal Razor gives you healing on melee and an area of effect sweep, so as long as that AoE one-shots, you can hold down pretty much anywhere with melee. It's great. So now we're just going to be running rounds for a little bit. And you can see, like, there's already a little bit of light. With each vampire you kill, this thing will get lighter and lighter until eventually it starts smoking, and when it's smoking, that means it's done. So, I'm just gonna pause and finish this up, and I'll be back when it's done to show you what to do next. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, this little guy is smoking, so just hold square on it to pick it up. Fuck those guys. And if you run over to this build table, you can craft the steak knife. Now this thing is pretty busted. Like I said, it one-shots zombies without Ethereal Razor until round 26, if I'm not mistaken. It one-shots vampires and red vampires forever, because it's a steak. You know, it makes sense. It does massive damage, though unfortunately doesn't insta-kill werewolves, but it will kill them in a couple of shots, especially with Eraser. And overall, it's just an incredible item to have on to have in your arsenal. Highly recommend it. So now we are going to start. Oh yeah, also the melee sound on this thing is just chef's kiss. It's fucking incredible. It sounds so solid. I'll grab my last perk. I'm gonna go ahead and pack a punch as well, and then we will start with the last Easter egg that we need today. The last thing is going to be the Impaler. It is an excellent, excellent weapon. It is basically a steak knife it's basically steak knife but ranged. Actually, it's a little bit better because it does its headshot multiplier is massive. Like, it will one-shot well into the 40s on regular zombies. I was looking for anything except turned there, in case you're wondering. You know what? I'm thinking it may actually make more sense to do this Easter egg without commentary, because I think the commentary will be a confusing mess of, and then I picked up this, 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 and then it was the boss fight. But we'll find out. I'll record it with audio and without, and I might even upload both of them. But anyways, the next thing is going to rely on these candles. So the first candle is in the master bedroom. You just gotta melee it. Can I hit it? There you go. And then it shuts off. And you hear that sound. There's another one in the east gallery. Melee it and it'll shut off. Okay, that's it. There's another one in the music room. Again, melee to shut off. Okay, there are none in the entrance hall. I occasionally forget these, so if you see me, like, scanning around rooms, it's because I just want to make sure that I've not missed a candle in that specific room. There's one in the basement. Right about there. They're a lot easier to hit with a regular knife or a machete, by the way. The steak knife actually makes it harder, and I think Eraser does too. We have gotten 5. Correct. There's one in the study, which is the upstairs part of the library. Yeah, of course that would happen. That should be 5. And if I recall, the 6th one is going to be in the dining room. Yes, it's in the east hallway. So once you've hit all the candles, you will hear no different sounds, but you will hear a sound each time you've hit a candle successfully. And I'm going to pause. I'll be back at the end of this round and we can continue with the egg. Alright. So, next step. Go into the forest after you've hit all 6 of those candles. And I recommend waiting until the end of the round for this in solo. There will be a gravestone right here that's got like water bubbling out of it. Hold square on it, you get all bloody. And while you're bloody, it's basically like a reverse zombie blood. The zombies will track you from pretty much anywhere. But run back into the mansion and just start running around. There's a ghost that'll spawn, but it can spawn in pretty much any window that a zombie can spawn in on this entire floor. There are some that are going to be more likely that you'll be seeing in the gameplay, but it can really be anywhere. So you're just looking for a ghost. And once we have that ghost, we're going to escort it to the mausoleum, which is where the perk statue spawns in the back of the cemetery. Now this can take more than one round, which is fine. It normally does. Like, unless you find the ghost instantly, it's gonna take more than one round. This window is a very common spawn for it. Another common spawn is in Danu. Does not appear to be there either, though. This ghost doesn't like me today, huh? Man, I may not actually find it here. Okay, I didn't find it. You can only do that once a round. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and start the next round. I'll be back when I found my ghost. Okay, I finally found her. I picked her up on the grand staircase, which is not her spawn location. So she spawned either in Danu or the music room for me, which are both fairly common spawns for her. Anyhow, lead her up towards the mausoleum. And by the way, you want to try to make sure you have that side door open by this point, because if you don't, she will go all the way around and it'll be a lot harder to make sure that she gets up there in a timely fashion. Oh, come on. I'm so with you. Yep, there she goes, killing off last. Although hopefully we can make it all the way... Yes, we made it. Okay. So basically what's going to happen next round is she's going to possess zombies and we're going to have to kill them in a certain order. Now the possessed zombies are going to show up with like a blue hue around them, kind of like that one right next to us. So the first one you kill with a regular bullet weapon, right? And then you hold square on its corpse to pick up a piece of jewelry. The second one is a shield bash, which is really unfortunate. That's going to be a pain in the backside. Is that... No. Okay, it's right in the middle of the crowd, so we're probably gonna have to do some killing here. And if you shoot the possessed zombie with the wrong thing, by the way, it'll just go, like, infect a different zombie. So, our second piece of jewelry is now done. Oh, dear lord. This one you can usually do really early on in the game, too, and it's a lot easier when there are, like, 10 zombies total on the map, but... Well, we killed the zombie with a fire zombie, which is not what we needed to kill it with. I'm not seeing the piece of jewelry anywhere. So I think we actually missed the shield dash and we need to hit another one. But yeah, you'll see me do, in like the full setup, full speed ahead guide, I will do all of this by like round 8. So it'll be significantly easier. And I don't think that the possessed zombie follows you. I think it stays... Like, I think the possession itself is limited to the graveyard. Do I want that? I don't think I care about that. I'm gonna teleport out, though. That got a little bit messy. Piss off. That's another advantage to having anywhere but here, by the way. It is a lifesaver. Nowhere but here can, or nowhere but there can also be a lifesaver, but you know, it's a situational lifesaver. So the order is, first one is a bullet weapon, second one is shield dash, third one is, wraith fire, fourth one is specialist weapon. Okay, I didn't hear the pickup noise, but I guess we got it. Because, the shield did not drop any jewelry. There's our third piece of jewelry, and our fourth one we should be able to get just by doing that. What? Okay, so order doesn't actually matter. Good to know. You just need to kill one of them each way. And then you come in here, and there will be 4 circles on the ground. Hold square on each of them to place a piece of jewelry. And you'll get, like, this sigil-type thing in the floor. We have to kill about 8 vampires in here now. Which I'm gonna do by just camping. When they're all killed, the floor will glow blue instead of white. That's how we know we're moving on to the next step here. I think we've killed 3 so far, so we've got a little ways to go yet. But if you sync things up right, you can actually fill both that statue, or both the wood and this room at the same time, and it feels awesome. So, I will show you guys that. Man, I am really selling that other video during this video. That's just bad business. I'm supposed to be selling this video. This is the best guide for this map you'll ever watch. I'm a flawless player, and you should all love me. All three of those things were lies. My apologies. I refreshed the shot early because I'm pretty sure I saw a crimson. Okay, see how it's blue? Now and this part is time limited. Now you gotta run down here, hold square on the mausoleum door, and it'll slide back. And get down in here. Hold square on the far wall. And a little lockdown will start. Now this is supposed to be the, like, Savage Impaler does a lot of damage lockdown, but you can also just shoot your wonder weapon. And eventually that sigil will disappear, we'll be able to get out of here. Lovely, made it out with our Savage Impaler. And that is all the quests on this map, aside from the main Easter egg. Well, all the quests except one, technically, because I didn't do the wine barrels in the basement. I know, you can crucify me in the comments for it. But I would like to tell you now, I just want you to know, it's not worth it at all. Oh, I forgot one. I totally forgot one. Like, one that's actually worth doing. If you come in here and you shoot these pool balls with, like, a pistol into their pockets in order from 1 to 9, like just in ascending numerical order, you'll either get 500 points on the table or that back bookshelf will open up and give you a reward. And it's the same reward pool as the books. It just takes a little bit longer. But, that's it. Right? Here, you know what I'll do? I need a wall bite that shoots Sogs. Oh, they're dual wield. I even said Sogs. Why did I still pick it up? Alright, Strife will work. We're gonna show off the pool ball Easter egg. I'm gonna count them real quick though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Kill one of them. And then come over here. The yellow ball is the one ball, so just knock it into a pocket. That dark blue is 2. Freeze up the zombie. If you don't have a freeze, either do it in multiplayer, loop around the table, or just don't do this room. There's the 3. I believe that... Nope, purple is 4. And pink is 5. Freeze up the zombie. Green is 6. You can tell it's 6 because of the line under the circle. Then red is 7 because 8 ball is always black. And finally, if you hit in the 9 ball, let's see what we get. Alright, bookshelf open for us. Let's freeze up the zombie. And we got an SG-12. So, as you can see, these things are, like, pretty worth doing. I mean, like, SG-12 and, KN-57, like, that's, you know, if you're playing with somebody else, then you both have a weapon for the whole game. Like, you both have your secondaries for the whole game, and then one of you can have Savage Impaler, one of you can have Alistairs, or you can hit box and both have Alistairs, or you can run PhD, spam fire sales, and get rocket launchers. Or you can just take one hit at the box and get the rocket launcher like an absolute badass. Did it work? Did I do it? Nope, that's a crossbow. Okay, well, you know what? It was worth a shot. So yeah, that's pretty much this entire map. This hallway, by the way, gets you pretty fast spawns, if you couldn't tell. Hey, we got level 2. Alright, anyways. And you know what, let me just check, because I don't actually know, because I don't normally use the Savage Impaler. We're gonna go see if we can pack-a-punch it. I'm pretty sure you can't. But this will be the last little thing we do in this video, just kind of for fun, you know? Just for shits and gigs. And then I'm going to end off the video, because this is, like I said, everything except the main quest, and we're doing the main quest in a separate video, just to make sure that you understand the whole, you cannot pack-a-punch the Savage Impaler, okay? Just to make sure that everybody understands what's going on with the buildables, how to set up the map if you just want to run rounds and have fun. But I have been Obscenity, thank you for watching, and this is the Dead of the Night full setup guide with separated buildable steps and locations.